Imagine you are standing on a quiet shoreline. The ocean is calm. The sky looks normal. The world feels unchanged. But something is wrong. The sun hasn't moved in days. You check your watch. Time is passing, but the sky is frozen. Now imagine this realization hitting you all at once. Earth has stopped rotating. No sunrise, no sunset, ever again. Half the planet is locked in eternal daylight. The other half swallowed by endless night. And you're trapped in between. A thin strip of land where humanity makes its last stand. But here's the problem. This isn't just about light and darkness. This is about the complete rewriting of Earth itself.
At first, nothing seems to happen. Oceans still stretch across the globe. Continents still stand. But deep beneath the surface, a silent shift begins. Right now, Earth's rotation creates a centrifugal force, subtly pulling ocean water toward the equator. Remove that force, and gravity takes full control. Water begins to move, slowly at first, then faster, then unstoppable. What gets worse? Trillions of tons of seawater start draining away from the equator, flowing toward the poles. Sea levels drop across tropical regions. Coastlines retreat. Entire seas begin to vanish. And at the poles, water piles up, kilometer after kilometer. Cities like London, New York, and Tokyo don't just flood, they disappear beneath abyssal oceans. And this is where things change. The northern and southern hemispheres transform into two massive water worlds. Separated, isolated, unreachable.
As oceans abandon the equator, something unbelievable is revealed. Land that hasn't seen sunlight in millions of years begins to rise. The ocean floor becomes dry ground. A massive, continuous landmass forms around the planet's middle. A new equatorial supercontinent. At first, it looks like opportunity. New land, new resources, a fresh start for humanity. But something is wrong. This land was never meant to be exposed. But here's the problem. The terrain is extreme. The mid-ocean ridges, once hidden beneath kilometers of water, now tower into the sky like colossal mountain chains, higher than the Himalayas, sharper, more unstable. And at these altitudes, the air thins, oxygen becomes scarce. Breathing itself becomes a struggle. But that's not even the worst part, because the sky above this new world is about to turn deadly. With Earth no longer rotating, the sun locks into a fixed position in the sky. One side of the planet faces it constantly. The other never sees it again. On the sunlit side, heat builds without relief. Days don't end. Nights never come. Temperatures rise, and rise, and rise. Oceans boil. Soil cracks. The air itself shimmers with heat. A scorched wasteland forms, uninhabitable, unforgiving. But it gets worse. On the dark side, the opposite extreme unfolds. Without sunlight, temperatures plummet endlessly. The atmosphere begins to freeze. Carbon dioxide condenses and falls as snow. Oxygen levels drop. The air becomes toxic. A frozen graveyard stretches across half the planet. And this is where things change. Between these two extremes lies a narrow boundary, a place where light meets darkness, where heat meets cold, where survival is barely possible.
You might think humanity could adapt, move cities, build shelters, adjust technology, but the planet itself is now working against us. Agriculture fails almost immediately. On the hot side, crops burn before they grow. On the cold side, nothing can grow at all. Photosynthesis collapses. Food chains break. But here's the problem. Energy systems fail next. Solar power only works on one side, and even there, the heat damages infrastructure. Wind energy becomes uncontrollable. Why? Because of pressure. Hot air rises on the sunlit side. Cold air sinks on the dark side. The difference creates massive pressure gradients across the planet, and that generates wind. Not normal wind, supersonic wind, storms that never stop, storms that circle the planet endlessly. But that's not even the worst part. These winds converge at one place, the only place humans can survive.
This narrow zone is called the twilight band, or as survivors begin to call it, the golden ring. It's a thin strip encircling the planet. Here, the sun sits forever on the horizon. Temperatures are just stable enough. Light is dim but constant. Life is possible. Barely. But it gets worse. This region is also the most violent place on Earth. Winds from the hot and cold hemispheres collide here, constantly, creating storms unlike anything humanity has ever seen. Surface living becomes impossible. So humanity moves underground. Massive subterranean cities, trench cities, are carved into the rock, shielded from the wind, protected from temperature extremes. Entire civilizations living beneath the surface, farming in artificial environments, breathing recycled air, watching a sky they can no longer survive under. At this point, humanity isn't thriving, it's enduring, clinging to survival on a razor-thin edge of the planet. One step toward the light, you burn. One step toward the dark, you freeze. But here's the final problem. Even the twilight band may not last forever. Atmospheric circulation continues to evolve. Ice expands. Heat intensifies. The balance begins to shift, slowly but inevitably. And if that narrow band disappears, there's nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide, just a motionless Earth, split between fire and ice, and the species that once ruled the planet, reduced to surviving in its shadow.